Yo, what's happening everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. So in this video, we're going to go over the best BO6 configuration file and the best BO6 settings for the lowest possible input delay and the best possible FPS. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we're using Battle.net instead of Steam, and the reason for that is quite simple. Battle.net is more lightweight compared to Steam, and it's not going to reduce your FPS as much, and it's going to give you better input delay. So you can believe me whenever I say that, or you cannot. Either way, the guys that are on Battle.net know the deal. If you're not already on Battle.net, then it is what it is. Just stick to whatever you got. Same stuff still applies. But the first thing that we want to do is open up Battle.net, and we're going to remove any of the old Call of Duty files that we don't need anymore that just take up space on your disk. So go to Call of Duty, click the gear icon, click modify install, and click modify install again. And all you're going to do is you're going to uncheck everything except the Call of Duty that we actually play now, which is going to be Black Ops 6. If you don't play the campaign, you can just uncheck it. If you just play the multiplayer, just have that checked. And if you play Warzone, have that checked, then press confirm, and then it'll tell you start update. It'll just remove any of the extra files, or if you're still in the process of downloading the game, it'll just make the download a lot smaller. So anyways, you're gonna go to the Battle.net icon on the top left, click settings. On game launch, set this to exit Battle.net completely, then scroll down and then uncheck use browser hardware acceleration, and then you're gonna press done on that. And then we're gonna go over the Steam settings, which are quite similar but completely different. So let's get right into that. What you want to do is go to the Steam icon on the top left, click settings on here, and then click friends and chat. You can turn off the enable animated avatars and animated avatar frames, and then go to interface, and then turn everything from run Steam when my computer starts all the way down to enable hardware video decoding if supported. Turn all this off. Then go to library, turn these on just like so. Go to downloads, scroll down to the bottom, enable allow background processing of Vulkan shaders. Go to in-game, turn off enable the Steam overlay while in game. Remote play, turn that off. Broadcast, also turn that off. Just like Battle.net, you can do the same thing with Call of Duty in here. Alright guys, so before we get started with the configuration files and actually importing those, all you want to do is open up your BO6, and we just have to turn off a certain setting in order to make sure that our settings do not get reset. So just launch your game. Alright everyone, so once you have Call of Duty launched, all you want to do is go to Call of Duty Black Ops 6 multiplayer, click multiplayer, and then you're going to go to the gear icon on the top right, and then you're going to go to account and network. Make sure you turn off clouded settings if it's not already off. If it is off, then you're good to go. If it's not off, make sure it's off, and then you're going to pretty much just close out of the game completely. Then once you have done that, all you're going to do is go to the link in the description and download the bo6configs.zip file. And this is just a group of configs depending on your specific processor that you could drag over to the Call of Duty folder in order to do all of the in-game graphic settings for you. Once you have it downloaded, all you want to do is just right click on it, click extract files just like so, and then you're going to open up that folder and then go in there. So depending on your CPU, it's going to be a different configuration file, and the reason for that is quite simple. The render worker count is different for all of these CPUs. So for example, I'm on an Intel i9, so I'm going to be using this configuration file right here. If you are on a Ryzen 9, then pick from whichever models that you have right here. So let's just say, for example, I'm on a Core i9. I'm going to right click on this, click copy, go to documents, Call of Duty, players, right click on the blank space, and then click paste, and then replace file. And then you would do that with any of the configuration files depending on what processor you have. So if you have a Ryzen 5, you would use the Ryzen 5 or Core i5 folder and use that in order to drag that over to the Call of Duty folder players, and then you're pretty much good to go. So once you have done that, all you're going to do now is going to pretty much launch the game, because this does most of the settings for us. However, there are some settings that you could do on your own that depending on your wants and needs, it's better to have on or disabled. So let's just launch the game one more time with the new configuration file. So you might get a warning right here saying that the configuration file has been changed or the game needs to do some stuff. Just press no on that and continue anyway. Just ignore that. And the game might have to redo the shaders preloading. So if it does need to do that, just wait for that to finish. And then once you're done with the shaders preloading, continue watching this video. But all you want to do is just again load up multiplayer and BO6. Go to the gear icon on the top right, go to graphics and display mode. I left this on borderless full screen just because on Windows 11 you don't really have trouble using full screen exclusive and full screen borderless. It's just no difference. However, for other games it's different, but for this game it's completely fine to use full screen borderless. There, it doesn't really matter. And then NVIDIA Reflex low latency, in the configuration file I did leave it on plus boost, and this is better for latency and input delay. Now if you care more about FPS, then you could just leave this on. You do get 10 to 20 more FPS whenever it's on. However, the lower input delay makes it worth it losing that 10 to 20 FPS. So I would keep it on plus boost. And then you would scroll down, custom frame rate limit, I would cap at your monitor's refresh rate. However, if you have a 360 Hz monitor or above, just leave it unlimited. But us that are on 144 Hz or 165 Hz. I honestly recommend capping it on 65 or 144 Hz. It will look way smoother on your end if you capped it at that refresh rate. But if you have anything higher than that, just leave on unlimited. It doesn't really matter. Then you're gonna go to quality, and I left all of this pretty much all low and off. That's all you have to do pretty much. Texture resolution, however, you can turn this up if you have a better graphics card, but everything else I pretty much left all low or all off. Now for on-demand texture streaming, just make sure this is set to 16 for the allocated texture cache size. Download limits, set this to enabled, and then just drag that to 1 GB and then press apply, and then make sure everything else is on low or off. Then go to view and just turn off both of the motion blurs. It's super annoying. I was playing with weapon motion blur, I didn't even know it. And then if you wanted to, you could run a benchmark for these settings. You could test out which settings drastically change your FPS and completely tank it, or you can test out which settings are worth turning on in order to get more FPS. Now there is a setting in body called NVIDIA DLSS frame generation. This does increase your FPS. However, it adds tremendous amounts of input delay. It's absolutely not worth it if you are a competitive player. However, if you're just playing campaign and you just want more FPS so it looks smoother on your end, turn this on. But for 99% of people, just leave this off. More FPS doesn't equal better. Latency and your FPS matter more. Then it's gonna be pretty much it for the settings. I would just recommend running a benchmark and making sure that everything looks like it should be getting that much FPS. So I'm gonna pop up a screenshot of the max FPS that I get on my specs, which is an i9 13900KS and a 3090. And as you can see, this is my FPS right here. Now on a 40 series graphics card, you are gonna get a lot more FPS because this game does use a lot of GPU power. But if you wanted more FPS, you would have to upgrade your parts or overclock your parts to the maximum. So if you're on an Intel processor, then I highly recommend getting your CPU overclocked. It does add like 100 more FPS to this game just by doing that. And just to show you, here's an Intel system completely stock, and as you can see, it's getting terrible FPS on 4K. Now if I optimized everything, overclocked everything, make sure everything's fine, here's his result after. It's pretty crazy. The difference is practically 100-200 more FPS just from getting his PC optimized and tuned. And that's just in the benchmark. In game is way more noticeable. The benchmark is not a great tool, but it does give you an idea of how much the difference is. But yeah, if you want the same thing done to your PC, go to the link in the description and book a PC optimization service. I'm the best PC optimizer you can hit up, and I've been told that by a lot of these guys that have went to others. So go to the link in the description if you want that. But otherwise, it's gonna be pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below if this video helped you with FPS or input delay, and if it did, share it to all your friends. I tested these settings and basically found out that these are the best settings, so it did take some time. But yeah, just share this with everyone. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.